Please be sure to take a moment to subscribe to our channel.
Hey guys, I'm on my own this week. I'm actually up at my corporate offices, and I thought on my lunch hour I would hit the three big Goodwills in East Louisville. Unfortunately, Laura's not with me, so I'm on my own. And as you guys are going to see, I've learned a few lessons from this tour. Actually, I'm doing voiceovers because there was music playing in the background as I went in. So I had to do voiceovers, and it really gave me a chance to show that I have a lot to learn. But it was a great learning experience. You'll see that I've left some good things behind, but that's okay because it's all about learning. The one thing I really want you guys to do is if you see things that I've rolled over that I should have looked at, please point them out. I want to learn. I want you guys to learn. And in every video, if you could, there's three. It's all wrapped up into one. Point out the favorite thing you liked. So to start off with, we're looking at a butter dish. It's a reproduction. It's not really worth anything. It is cute. Here's some heavy glass bowls. They're really heavy. They're nice, but again, not worth a great deal. Then we look at, some more just regular glass. As I go through, I look at some canisters. I really wish I'd priced these out. They're actually from 2004, so they're not worth anything, but those are consistently becoming better and better. Now, this was a great piece. It was an atomic plate known as a Star Glow Atomic Sunburst. It's it's a mid-century modern piece. So as we go on through, I'm just kind of looking, pulling up some things. Don't know a lot about dolls, so if anybody out there knows about dolls, please let me know, because I would like to learn more. Of course, being a guy, I don't mean to be sexist. It's just something I don't know about. This is where I'd like to have had Laura here. This particular doll was $6.99. It was porcelain, but I really didn't know anything about it. So, so I'm looking around the store. They don't have a ton of stuff. They've got some, little reproduction pieces, 2,000 pieces. I come across here in a minute a piece that I thought was really pretty, but it was really just a epoxy cast. Epoxy casts are pretty, but they're really not worth anything. And here in a minute, you're gonna see it. There it is. It really looks great, and had it not been an epoxy cast, it really could have been worth something. As I go through looking, you're gonna see some sets, right here's a really good piece. Now, I tried to find this online. That's a Hallmark piece. Could not find it anywhere, but I still do think that is probably worth something. Now, here's a nativity scene that I found nice. It's kind of pretty, but the metal leaf Hallmark I really like. Now, this was kind of sad. It's not really worth anything. It was super cute, but what are you going to do with one bookend? Laura and I have kind of noticed that. We see a lot of bookends along the way, and you get one side. This was another piece that I kind of liked, but, the patina was really bad. It wasn't really worth anything that much. So I kind of looked at that, and as I went through, I kind of wish that I'd slowed down a little bit. But again, that's part of the learning. We'll go back now, and we're looking through some furniture. Here's a piece that somebody tried to redo. I think that probably could be brought back to life, but it was really ruined with the knobs. And so, now this was another piece that somebody reupholstered, but as you can see from the bottom, this was an older piece. It was reupholstered really in an ugly fabric, but it really is a mid-century modern piece, and it really wasn't a bad price at $14.99. And next we went on, and I found some old Craftsman style end tables. They weren't dovetailed, so it led me to think that they probably were reproductions, because generally a true Craftsman style would have the dovetailing on them. They could be redone to really look nice in a kid's room. The first thing I'd do is knock off those back pieces. I just didn't care for those. There's some teddy bears. I don't know who would really want those. Some standard chairs, that sort of thing. And then I went through, and they had your typical things. Now, and I pass over right there a old ashtray that I wish I'd stopped and looked at. Again, lesson learned. They had a ton of shoes. Now that's really Laura's wheelhouse, and I don't really dig into shoes. You'll see on the next couple tours, I do stop at a few shoes, but it's really just to make fun, to be honest. That's not my wheelhouse. That was a wall hanging. Again, it was an epoxy piece, nothing really special. They had a ton of clothes, things like that, typically you go into your Goodwills, and that's the majority of things. But now, I'm not saying that good things don't come in the door. Laura and I, over the weekend, you'll be seeing soon, bought several Delphite pieces, which are wonderful. Now here I'm approaching the board games, always hoping to find an old board game, an old Go board, or an old Mario game. I mean, guys, some of those can go for really crazy prices, but there was nothing there today. I am going to do just a brief overlook at the shoes. That I just picked that one up because it was so enormous, and I thought it was kind of funny. It was like a size 15. Not that I'm making fun, but it was a really big shoe. So we're gonna walk through now. Right then, I just tried on a beautiful Derby city hat, and it was just because the Derby was in a town at that time, and I did put the hat on. But I got to thinking, putting a hat on my head is almost like used underwear, and we don't do used underwear, so I was honestly a little icky thinking about all the goopy things that were crawling on my head after I put that little hat on. Although it was funny. So now we're going to go up to the front of the store. This store just really did not have a lot. You can see my thumb, another lesson learned in the camera, or my finger. But we are going to go up and we're going to look at, some things behind the glass. Nothing really great. There was a Precious Moments piece. Here in a minute, we'll probably see, I think it's possibly a Michael Kors clutch. But it was just really thrown in here. Had Laura been with me, we probably would have dug in a little further. Again, guys, I'm learning, and I was just trying to push through. This is on my lunch break, and I'm just trying to show you guys what each Goodwill has. I probably looked over some great stuff, and you guys are going to see very shortly when I go into our next Goodwills, I really did overlook some stuff. So that was the first Goodwill, and there are 3 Goodwills in East Louisville. They're all about 2 miles apart. Now, I did learn from a colleague up north of us, there's some really higher-end Goodwills. Now, East Louisville really has some money to it, but I found some good things that I looked over, but when I go up again, there are some better Goodwills. So please stay tuned with me the next time, and I promise I'll do a better job. I always like to have my sidekick Laura with me because she always shows and teaches me. Now, I've gone into my second Goodwill. I'm looking at purses again, not my wheelhouse, and Laura kind of laughed at me because when I was going through the purses, clutches, and this sort of thing, I probably picked up the ugliest thing that they had and flipped it over. And it just shows I'm obviously not the guy for that. The things that I do know about and the things that we're always looking for is Pyrex, Howard Holt. We're always looking for, Linux. Not huge on Linux, but some of the Linux pieces are nice. Fenton, Jadeite for sure, Delphite. From the Fire King brand, from McKee, Jeanette, all the way up. Those are the things that I know and that I focus on, but I do really enjoy going through and looking around. There was a nice Chase lounge there. That was a fuzzy little chair that probably somebody would like. There's an ottoman. They just had a real assortment of different furniture, things like that. And I was looking through the lamps because you never know if you're going to find a really nice lamp. Now, I did kind of like this lamp. It kind of had an atomic look to it. It is a newer lamp, but I did think it was kind of nice. And then I looked at this lamp, and it just kind of perplexed me, and I realized that the lampshade was actually a candle. So that just kind of confused me. I don't know how you use that. I guess it's just a talking piece. I'm not sure. Um, so I went in and I was looking. I always like to look at the electronics, especially, to look for those mid-century modern electronic pieces, those things that are still there, are still very collectible. Now here for $49.99 was an old smoker. It actually was a pretty nice smoker, but it was super dirty and would have taken a lot of work. Now for $20 each, there were two pretty nice end tables. Absolutely horrendous chair. There were some pretty clocks. I wish I'd actually looked at them a little harder because they actually were really nice. Um, and then, I really like the red. I don't know why I'm drawn to red. I like those canisters. They were really kind of nice. Um, and then I just, kind of browsed through. I kind of like those candle holders there. They weren't anything fantastic. They were newer, but I did kind of like the pewter look to them. I'm always drawn to that kind of pewter look. And you'll see here in a minute, I find a couple architectural pieces. They're really probably more for Christmas. They're kind of a pewter look. It's really train station pieces. There's probably a collector for that. And I really want to look into more pieces like that. So I'm really on, right now there's a really nice little cute piece for like a room for a kid, a Noah's Ark. And this little cat, I just thought he was just, I don't know, just cute. And a lot of stuff I found in here just wasn't priced. Or if it was priced, it was overpriced. There's a little Easter globe, nothing super special. There was a little Victorian guy that I just, he just kind of was drawn to him. But again, he was a newer piece. Now, as we're going around, I was looking at the art pieces. There was nothing really fantastic. Just really a lot of Schotskys. A lot of Easter stuff, and this is at Easter time, so there was kind of a lot of Easter pieces around. Here was kind of a Bob the Builder pencil holder that I thought was just kind of funny. And then as I come through here, I did find a little bunny that I liked. His ears almost look like wings, and I could not find him on Google Lens, but there's something I'm drawn to him, and I really kind of regret. And there I pick up a little candle holder. It really looked like a piece of glass from the Depression era, which, I'm always kind of interested in those. There were really some really cute for $20, a couple little wine stoppers, though, that I thought were really nice. Now here I just walked past some white glass. It's probably my retirement. I wish I'd looked at it further. Um, I don't really think it was worth anything, but in hindsight, as I go back these and look, there's some things that I really wish that I had taken a closer look at. That's where Laura kind of slows me down and keeps me grounded. I'm a guy, guys, and I tend to just go through and I'm zooming, I'm looking for what I'm looking for, and sometimes overlook things. But I'll pick up something like that little pig there. It's kind of funny that I would grab that, and walk by things that could be good. This little piece, I thought it may be something. It was just a little wooden case, and I thought it kind of looked nice. It was $5.99, and once I got it opened, it did take me a little bit because I was doing it with one hand. I realized it was just a little art set. Again, it wasn't bad. It was $5.99, but you can get those at Five Below all day long. Nothing absolutely spectacular. Um, and, there was just a lot of things on the shelf, a lot of things to look through. And like I said, as a guy, my eyes just drawn everywhere. I'm kind of like a dog, just looking, looking, looking. And I did notice, like that little set there, that's not something I would go toward, but it doesn't mean other people wouldn't. And if you guys will notice up to the left, I just missed some lunch boxes that may have been worth something. Yet I'm drawn to this microscope. It's really a kid's microscope, and had you heard in the original video when I picked it up, one of the batteries clanked, clunk, clunk, clanked, made all kinds of noise. People were staring at me, went down all through the glass. It was actually kind of funny, um, but you never know what you're gonna look at and what you're drawn to. But again, I'm always looking for Howard Holt. I'm looking for Jadeite. I'm looking for Pyrex. I'm looking for those pieces that I know. And I've got a lot to learn, and that's the reason we do these videos, because we actually want you to tell us what I've overlooked. We want you to tell us what we've overlooked. And that's one of the funnest things about doing these, is just to really go in and look. And sometimes I'm drawn to things and then realize really quickly that it's not old, that it is newer, and that's the thing we're finding more and more. Like these pieces here, I really like those. I really thought they could be from the late '60s, '70s, but they were just reproduction pieces, nothing special. Um, so I'm going through, I'm looking around, and just trying to find anything that might catch my eye, and then boom, the red carpet piece. I mean, guys, who wouldn't want these? If I could wear them, wow, I would have took those home. I would have looked great walking into a meeting, doing a PowerPoint presentation, in these sweet babies. No, I just kind of thought they were funny. We looked at this little container here. It was full of little clips, little light clips for like a book and things, but they were all like $1.99, way overpriced. Not really resellable value, um, but I did check them out. And then these pieces here, I thought to myself, these little Cobalt candle holders, I thought, Laura is going to get me for not picking those up. And she did, guys. She truly did. She said, Michael, why did you not grab those? Again, this is a lesson learned. I'm learning. I'm moving. I'm trying to figure it out. So, I go back and I look at this sort of thing. And I think, oh, wow. It's 2004. It's nothing special. But again, I enjoy this as much as Laura or anybody does. I do like looking through all the donated pieces and trying to find really special things in the wild. That's what's incredible. It is really, really neat to go through and find that Holy Grail piece. Laura, again, I say we're drawn to Howard Holt, Pyrex, Jadeite, Delphite. I love those things too. I'm actually really drawn to the mid-century modern pieces. That's what I'm always looking. I love the atomic. Like in the video earlier, or back in the video, that atomic piece that it was just a plate and it was missing so many things, but I didn't grab it. So I'm now looking through some shoes, nothing special. There was just nothing that really stood out. Now I did find right here some shoes that I would have wore to the ball. They were just absolutely, are those not shoes? They kind of remind me of the shoes that Clark Griswold got from Uncle Eddie, except Clark's were all white, but, I just thought they were kind of funny. I am looking and breezing down through, checking out the shoes. I don't see anything. Again, it's not my wheelhouse, but doesn't mean that I can't learn. Um, this place also had a display cases, so I go and look at games. There was nothing special. Something very interesting the other day. Saw where somebody had found a Mario game. It was original Japanese print, worth $500. So they're always worth taking a look at. I get a little confused. I'm kind of like a rat in a cage when it comes to all these clothes. They really kind of throw me off. Um, but I do just kind of like to breeze through the shoes. Laura has taught me enough to know that there are some shoes that are worth some money. I do know what things to look for, although I'm not great at it. Like those shoes remind me of a boss I had that was horrible. She always wore those just edgy shoes and just brings back horrible memories. It's kind of funny for me. But anyway, I always like to go through and just breeze through the shoes, really kind of to send back and let Laura look. Like I picked those up and I thought, wow, these are kind of nice. And Laura let me know, no, honey, those are not nice. But again, it's a learning experience. So, all the Goodwills had their things, but none of them were really great. I mean, there was just like I looked at these kind of muck boots, and I was like, wow, those are kind of nice. And Laura let me know, no, honey, those are not anything spectacular. That's the reason guys don't buy shoes and don't buy clothes. We stick to electronics, and again, I've learned enough about glassware that I can do that. So now I'm just kind of walking through the basket aisle. I'll be honest with you. To me, that's just really a quick breeze. I look up some things. I do follow some Facebook sites, like I follow a couple atomic sites, mid-century modern sites. So I have learned the things that are being collected now, and I know what I like. Um, so I'm always looking for those kind of things too. Most of the Goodwills that I have found up in Louisville, which is kind of different from the Goodwills in Tennessee, they have display cases. So at the very end, I always like to go and look in the display cases to see what they have. So now, as I'm ending the second Goodwill shopping trip, I do go just to kind of take a peek in the display cases to see what they have. And I'll be honest, guys, it was nothing really special. And then I realized I really messed up. So here's a phrenology head. It was $15.99. Those go for 80 plus all day long. And I walked away from it. When Laura saw the video, she was like, honey, I hope you're going to tell me you bought that. And I was like, well, I really liked it, but I didn't get it. I didn't figure it was worth that much. Well, guys, I could have eBayed that, and I could have had probably a bidding war going because it was a little older phrenology piece. And again, it was $15.99, and they started about 80 bucks. So again, as I told you as the video starts, there's one of my great mistakes. I'm looking at some Xbox One games here. This is where I'd like to have Ian or Elijah with me, our sons. Here's a little knife set. It's a Westminster knife set. It was going for like $6.99. I looked those up. It wasn't anything special. And you know, then I just do a quick splash through the shoes. And here I come up on a juicy couture for $49.99, and I thought, wow, this may be something, or it been something. Laura tells me that wasn't worth $49.99 brand new. So again, it shows what I know about shoes. And then I found Chester Cheetah's tennis shoes, and I hate that I left Chester's shoes alone, but I did. I picked those up because I actually thought those were a nicer shoe than what they were. They actually turned out to be Dockers. I thought they were Johnson & Murphy. Johnson & Murphy makes a really nice shoe, and you can actually bring them back to life fairly easy, and they have a great resale value. I did think I'd look through the glasses to see if maybe I could find a higher-end sunglass. I found a gambling Derby City sunglass, being up in Louisville. Nothing that was worth anything. It was really just that was just a cheap pair. So I'm really surprised they had some of these on the shelf. But other than the phrenology piece, oh, here's one thing that these were some little eyelashes that I'm not allowed to wear. Not that I would want to. Shh. No, no, I just did find those and thought they were funny. But it was really kind of a bust. It was really a nice Goodwill, but I did miss something very important. It was that phrenology head. I could have made 60 bucks on that easy, at least 50 bucks. And I walked away from it. So that was totally a lesson learned. And then as I walked by the used underwear, I always think to myself, who in their right mind would wear used underwear? That is the grossest, sickest thing in the world. And some of them's bikinis and beachwear. I'm not going to wear used beachwear. Now, I'll wear a used shirt or pants, but I ain't wearing used underwear. So here we jump to our very last of the Goodwills on our little tour. Again, I did these on my lunch hour, so they are kind of quick. But I did kind of want to just give you an idea of what Louisville had to offer. They are very nice Goodwills, and they're really easy to find. They're really easy to get in and out of. That's one of the things I like about the layout of Louisville, Kentucky. The roadways are super easy to get on a thoroughfare, jump on the freeway, and be somewhere. This was, again, one of the nicer Goodwills. And it's like I'd said, there's a colleague that told me a little north of Jeffersontown, East Louisville, there's some really high-end Goodwills. So I'm really anxious to try those out. So as I go through this first or this last on my tour, again, you walk in, it's mostly clothing. That's not something I look for. I did walk in, I was, just looking at some of the furniture. They did have some kind of nice mid-century modern end tables. Really not my design, but they had some nice. Kind of looked at some of the art. They didn't have any original oil pieces. Sometimes even if it's an artist that you don't know, if it's an original oil, it's worth getting. People on eBay will actually buy and have bidding wars for those. So it's really nice to look at those. I come through, I look at the books. Books are a dime a dozen anymore, honestly. I love books, but now with digital. But you can see that's a huge store. There are a lot of, there's a lot of glassware. There's a lot of really nice things. I was really kind of hoping to find some mid-century modern glasses. Really have been looking for mid-century modern glasses in a caddy with the atomic look. I found these little plates, and I just thought they were kind of cute. When I looked them up, they're not worth a lot, but they were pretty. I always like to look at the Chinaware. Now that was really kind of a pretty pattern. Just but it wasn't anything special. Wasn't anything that you really couldn't get from anywhere. So I'm always looking for that really rare piece. So I pick up this little bowl, which I really like, but back in the left corner, there's some really pretty little blue bowls that I didn't even pick up. And that's because we kind of get tunnel vision. And it's easy to do that. Now, these were some really cute little pieces. They were a Corningware type glass, but they had a nice pattern. But again, it's so easy with all the stuff and me being a man to get tunnel vision. You just kind of are looking for the particular things. It's like, when a guy goes to the refrigerator and he's looking for the milk and all he can see is the juice, the water, and he's like, honey, where's the milk? And it's right in front of you. You do get a little bit of tunnel vision. So, I'm looking through some of the electronic or kitchenware pieces. There was nothing that really stood out to me. A lot of older TVs. TVs, golly, guys, it's crazy what you can buy them for nowadays. I really was looking at the lamps. I'm always looking for that mid-century modern piece. Always love to look through the lamps. I've yet to find them at Goodwill, but I know there are Goodwills out there that have them. And I'm always really interested in finding those. So I was looking through this one, and I did come across this really pretty little bowl. And this bowl was like $6.99, and we did find it online for like $40. So it was a nice piece. It was a piece that I probably shouldn't have left behind. And then I came across these chairs. Now these chairs, solid wood chairs, nothing super special, but $14.99 a piece. That's not a bad deal. And as I go around the corner, I'll find the rest of the set. And then I find this old trunk. It's $45.99. That's a little high priced to start with. I mean, you might get some money out of it. And then there's this Archie bunker chair. And it was a great mid-century modern piece, but it really needed a reupholstery. And it was actually priced a little high in the beginning. I want to say it was like 40. But it was nice, but it did need reupholstering. Again, there's old TVs. TVs are just not worth a lot now. I'm looking through some of the old electronics, looking through some of the lamps. I do run upon a lamp that I did really like with a glass top. I did think it was pretty. But in looking it up, it was nothing super special unless I missed something. Now, guys, if I missed something with that lamp, please comment. That's something that we really want you to do, is comment on what was our favorite thing that you saw and what did we miss. And I know with me, I'm sure I missed a lot. Like right there, I just missed a shower chair. Everybody wants a shower chair. So I'm going through, I'm looking again, always looking for those nice pieces of glass to resell, and always looking for Laura and I's Holy Grail pieces. There's some Pyrex, Howard Holt, that's Holy Grail. I thought, oh wow, and that was just a little metal bucket. It was like for Easter. It was nothing special. And then I found this piece, and it kind of looked like jadeite, but as I looked at it closer, unless I'm wrong, and you guys please correct me, it really looks like a piece that's been glued together. Looks like a home folk art piece, with a plate and a bowl, and somebody's put a pedestal to it. Now, we couldn't find that anywhere, but if it's something special, please let us know. What really kills me, guys, is we're looking through here, we're looking around. Guys, again, a lesson learned. I'm going to come around here and I'm going to find this vase for $25. And I'm going to realize that this vase is a Mariano. It goes for 50 plus. You can see the hand blown on the bottom where it's broken off. And all I could think, $25 seems like a lot for Goodwill. And I just walked away from a very nice mid-century modern hand blown vase. So I missed that vase or vase, and I missed the phrenology head. Again, I learned a lot of lessons on this trip on my own, and I'm kind of glad that I did voice over this because it gave a chance for Laura to really look at it. So here was a really nice little bread container, but it didn't have the bottom, and it was a reproduction. It was nothing new. Now here was a nice Fire King piece. And actually, this is a beautiful pattern. It's a fruit pattern like the lemon pattern, but it was really worn. It was $5.99, but I mean I can't bring myself to buy things that are worn like that because they're really not worth anything at that point. But had this piece been in good shape, it would have been well worth that purchase. Um, and you guys can see in this particular Goodwill, they did have some good things, but they're really stacked up. Um, and just, if you're OCD, it was kind of almost difficult. Now, I really like this tray with the birds. Um, and I'm learning that some of this stuff, even though it is newer, can be worth something and is worth trying to sell on eBay. Um, like this piece here, the Florida Lure. That's something that, our Louisiana folks, our New Orleans folks may really like. And it really was a cute little piece. I'm always drawn to these glass bowls with the silver and brass tops. So I had to pick that up. And, again, here's just some kitchenwares, microwave, toaster ovens, really nothing special, no great prices. That's not something that I would ever buy and try to resell. Um, but there's some decent glassware. I really did like those little glasses. But at the time, I was really focused on trying to find some 60s glasses, some atomic style glasses in the little handheld container that they come in. Now those I thought were really neat. Laura really likes chickens. I'm not that into them, but I thought that was kind of neat. Now this particular platter was really nice. It was a very pretty platter. And there wasn't a price. No, there was a price. It was $3.99. Probably should have took a little better look at that. But hey, again, I'm going to be up there. Again, if there's anything I missed, if there's anything, guys, that you look at that you see what I'm looking at, tell me. This was an old Forester ice bucket. It was plastic. Now, it had a really kind of an old design, but I thought it was kind of neat. We're in the bourbon capital of the world, so it might have been cool. That kind of amber piece that I picked up there, that was just a tissue holder, nothing special. I do pick up this thinking that it was a jadeite piece, but it was actually just a melamite. But there was a really cute little shoe that I completely overlooked. Um, Honestly, guys, I walked through the aisles where there's some art. You could kind of see that quickly. but it's mostly little knick-knacky pieces, little frames. I usually go through those really quick because I really never find anything. Um, so I'm just going to go through here really quick, and then you guys are going to see very quickly where I make another mistake. Um, and and I guess the reason I wanted to show you guys these videos is to show you the mistakes. Like this, that was nothing special. But I did make some really rookie mistakes, like this one. This is from Meyer Foods. It's lotion. It's a half bottle for $2.99. I could rub that all over me and then buy used underwear to put on afterwards. Now, who in their right mind would buy used lotion from the Goodwill? I mean, come on, guys. Some things are just wow. Now, I know some things escape me. That did not escape me. I saw this little guy, and I just thought he was a little cute. He reminded me of kids when they were little. It was nothing special. Um, but, that was kind of the end of the glassware. I did a little quick look, and then, honestly, I kind of did a quick run down the shoe aisles, didn't see anything, and I was really headed toward the glass cases. This particular Goodwill had actually the neatest stuff behind the glass cases. And you'll see me make another rookie move, but I will tell you, part of the reason that I'm moving so fast in these videos is I was sick. I had actually got diagnosed with the flu and was trying to work, and I was on my lunch hour, and I wanted to show you guys what Louisville had to offer. And look at this beautiful clock. Look at it. Isn't that gorgeous? It's the wind up. It's got the back door. I didn't even open the back door to see if it had a key. And what a beautiful little clock. And I honestly, I was just like, overlooked it. And then I saw this and I thought, how neat is this? It's a Brownie 8mm movie maker kit. But they had $59.99 on it. And I thought, well, maybe it's worth that. I looked, you can get them for $30, $40. It was way, way overpriced. This piece was actually a remake of a cast iron toy, nothing special, but something you guys will see that I missed is that little crystal turtle to the left. One of our fellow Goodwill YouTubers, she loves those little turtles, and I'd give anything if I had gotten that and sent that to her as a gift. Well, guys, that's the end of the East Louisville Goodwill tour. Please follow us, like us, share our video, share your thoughts.
I just want to take a moment and tell you guys thank you so much for watching our channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And also hit the like button and the notification. This way you know every time we upload something new.